everyone. I'm so excited to be here with all of you, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We generally, when we talk of stress, we are all disturbed, right? But I think oxidative stress is a good topic to talk. And thanks, Laurie, for having me here today. So I'm going to a little bit talk about from a layman's standpoint because we decided that quickly, if we want to tell anyone what is oxidative stress, what to do, so people know about that there is physical stress, mental stress, emotional stress, financial stress. There is n number of stress, but people may have it or may not have it. But oxidative stress, everyone has it, period, so I think that's a very important take home message for everyone, that if we are living, we have cells, which is a individual unit of the body, and every cell, as we age, gets this oxidative stress. So what exactly it is, like going back to our high school days, in our cell there is a lot of energy production which takes place, and like how in car we have the exhaust which comes out because of the burning of the gasoline in the engine. What happens in the cell is the same thing. Like as the energy is produced, we have free radicals. So up to the age of 20 years, what we have is that they are utilized by our body's own antioxidant process. But as the aging process, like
Room
years
design
ago,
remember to choose next or keep as is.
so years ago, we were all looking forward to vitamins like as antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E. But the NRF2 activation technology, what has excited me as a cardiologist is that uh, because I want to eradicate heart problems, because and it is possible because 80% of heart attacks are preventable, and it is very sad that everyone is succumbing to heart attacks and heart disease, which is actually a preventable disease. And NRF2 activation has a huge role to play, because it helps to combat these free radicals. And I think that it's the only product which is researched on this planet, I know, with patents, that it is known to reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. Though yeah, it's a natural supplement, it's not supposed to like prevent, treat, cure, or mitigate any disease. But at the same time, we all know that NRF2 activation is a real science. Washington State University says it is really a breakthrough in medicine, and we all doctors believe in it. Yes, Laurie, you have.
Okay. Yes, that's wonderful. And we're so grateful and so lucky that I'm kind of like you. It found me, right? Just like it found you. And what I would like for you to do is share now. We know that oxidative stress is attached to every one of our vital organs. Tell us in particular the connection and the effects that it has on heart or heart disease.
Sure. Yes, oxidative stress is linked to majority of the chronic diseases, but as we all know that heart is the number one killer all over the world, whether it is a developing country or a developed country. So in heart disease, the main problem is the coronary artery disease, where there are blockages in the arteries of the heart that constitutes almost 80% of the heart problems, what we call scientifically atherosclerosis, which is actually a aging process where the heart arteries become hard and calcified. Okay, so what NRF2 activation and protandim does is that, like all of you can go through the Ohio State studies, and there are a lot of these studies which have been done. So basically what protandim, there have been studies where it goes and helps you, like wherever that oxidization of the LDL, which is a bad cholesterol, actually that causes the blockages. And what the studies have shown is that protandim reduces this oxidation process, which is there. So it helps you to combat this bad cholesterol and its ill effects on the arteries causing the blockages. So what is important to know, it helps you to go to the root cause of the problem, and as a cardiologist, it's excited me because when we look at heart disease, actually right now what we are offering is a mechanical solution to a disease which is happening at a cellular level. Like, what do I mean by that? When we are doing an angioplasty, like we all know, we put in a stent, like through the we just burst open the balloon, through the balloon, the blockage, so we are just disturbing what is happening over there, and then putting in a drug eluting stent, and which kills the cells over there. So like, so we are not actually, we are just clearing the obstruction, but we are not removing the disease causing process. I think that's very important, and what the Ohio State study has shown is that protandim helps, like they put in the solution, protandim solution, those vein grafts. So they showed that, like after bypass or after angioplasty, there is this reblockage formation which happens, and protandim helps to control that, So I see this as a very powerful tool, that it helps people in, like in solving their issues with like health related to heart,
Absolutely. I mean, doesn't that just let you guys know more and more every time we hear and learn more? It's just that responsibility and that obligation that we have to make sure that we get this information. Just get the information out to people, right? We're not thinking we need you to be a customer. We need you to be a distributor. We just need you to be educated, right? We just need to make sure people have that opportunity to hear about it.
And Laurie, I just want to add one more thing, because we have a lot of people here today Sunday evening. Don't think that, like, you have to be a doctor, because many people think that, like, oh, this is supplements, this is medicine, and this is a good thing for the doctors. No, I feel that this is good for the people, anyone who is interested in health and wellness, anyone who has this vision of making this world a healthy place and help people live a better life. I think can do this, so it is, that's why I told in a very simple language. And all of you, please have this conviction that what we have at hand is something which is very precious, and this message has to be told to each and everyone without holding any back or any reservations, because that's the truth which people needs to know. And you don't have to be a doctor for this, because we have the scientific backup. And remember one thing, that doctors always get their education from the pharmaceutical and the reps. They are not doctors, so what I see, the LifeVantage family and all the people out here, that they are just learning more about the studies and the science, and you can go out and talk to people. Nothing stops you, because what you're sharing is true science,
Oh, thank you so much. That is one thing that I want to share with you, or say with what you were just saying, is it's so important for us to remember. Again, it's about sharing, but we have over 800 doctors that are partnered up with LifeVantage, you guys, and the majority of them heard about it just like you did. So it's through that sharing that Dr. Gandhi is talking about. The way that they're going to hear about it is through us. That's what's happened so far. So we're so grateful and so excited that you joined us this evening. And not only that, but you're part of our LifeVantage community. So thank you so much, Dr. Gandhi, for coming on. Thank you. I'm going to use that as a segue. We're going to talk about community tonight, you guys, and how important community is, establishing community within our business, and how important it is, especially with LifeVantage. And we know that what community looks like with LifeVantage, and there's different types of community opportunities. Just like Dr. Gandhi, how she heard about this was through John Brooks creating a community in LinkedIn. And that's how they got connected. And so we have different tools like LinkedIn and Facebook and Zoom that really help us build community within our teams, and then extended, right, outside of our teams. And quite frankly, our team is growing outside of our backyard, right? So it's a beautiful way for us to get that connection going and have that community with each other. And so one thing that I want to share because we just came out, we're going to be running short of time. So I'm going to kind of cut to the chase. There's all types of community. But one of the things that I want to talk about, since we just came out of LVA, is how important it is to be connected through our events. And the reason why is it's not the what we're expecting to hear. We're getting the training, right? We're getting the tools and all of those types of things. What I want to share is the importance is if we're not going. And that's so huge because, number one, the first line of exposure or from us not going is that we're not being a leader. Our team is not seeing us show up. So if this is a process of duplication, right, we know what's going to duplicate. The other thing is that by not showing up, we are missing out in that intimate relationship that we are getting, first of all, within our local community, right? Like LVA or the local meetings or attending Elite Academy, and then of course upcoming Global. When we're not showing up, then we're not having those relationships. We're not building those relationships. But the thing is that when we're not going, each time we don't show up, we're pulling away that much further, and it's so hard to get back on track. We don't have the connection. We don't have the training. We don't have the accountability. And in those things are to ourselves. The accountability and not participating, we're letting ourselves down. It is going to affect our current community, including our family, right? And yourself. These are things that you made a decision. We made a decision to ourselves that we were going to do this. And so if we're not participating and we're not showing up, then we're missing a big piece of the puzzle within LifeVantage, because it is huge based on community, right? So Stu, we know that our upline, Carrie Dickey and Stu Brody, they have community that's set up for us weekly with our Sunday training right here. And we have our Monday team motivational calls, right? And then Thursday. So we have weekly community connections, right? And then each one of you have your own team, whether it's you being the leader and you're the one that's doing the team training and connecting, or you're attending your team, your close team training. But when we're not showing up and we're not getting it, that's what I want to get to, is that literally we are just detaching ourselves and stepping away further and further and further. And it just makes it so much harder to jump back and get on track and then continue to build up on that business. You feel, how am I saying that? Not alienated, isolated. And that's just something you're going to feel yourself when you're not connected, right? So this is a connecting business. We're connecting with the people that we're sharing this with, but it's a huge connecting business within our team and our community. So I'm going to kind of look at some of my other notes here, you guys. Just bear with me here. So some of the things that we have is some of our team, like if we have a big event like the Elite Academy and stuff, when I was in Sioux Falls, then Mark and Pam would have a team party after Elite Academy, so we can go over all of the nuts and bolts and the nuggets that we learned that the people who didn't get to show up missed out on. And so that again is building community within your own team. With your family, as have your goals set and you're reaching goals or you're reaching rank. Obviously you've heard, include your family in that, whether it's your spouse or your children. Have something set up to where if we make this or reach this goal, then we're all going to do such and such. We're going to take a trip. We're going to go to Dairy Queen, whatever it is, it needs to be equivalent to what that goal was. But that's building community within your own family to help, right? To help everybody to be on board, to understand when you're not home, right? What you're doing, the importance of what's going on, and they're participating. So that community starts personally, then it starts within our own community, and then it's extended when we go to like global, what's getting ready to happen. And so our team has a after party Saturday. Hopefully y'all have seen the email. We've got a team party, and is that not going to be a huge, huge community connection for us to reach out and connect with our cousins, right, in our LifeVantage family? So what we're gaining, like I said, those events are giving us intimate connections. When we have leaders that are flying in for LVA, for your local training, so we don't have to go out and do that, right? We don't have to take hours away from our day, extended hours like a weekend, right? We don't have to pay a big expense to jump on a plane to go get that training. We've got leaders that are coming in, and it's a small group. And when you guys attend those LVAs, I mean, I'm sure raise of hand, when we're at those, are we not getting a more intimate training and connection, not only with the leader that flew in, but those that are part of setting up the event, as well as the new people that are showing up, you know, all of that. And that helps you to learn more from each one of them, but also gives you validation of why you're there, right? And when you leave, we all know that when we leave these events, we leave fueled, right? We leave fueled and ready to go. Just imagine not showing up and not getting that fuel. And we have a tendency when we don't show up to beat ourselves up, right? We start to beat ourselves up, and it makes it even harder and harder. We just start fading further and further away. So think of that and think of your team. Go back and look and see, who haven't you seen in a while, right? Who hasn't showed up? And it's okay, stuff happens, life happens. And the awesome part about LifeVantage is we don't have to beat anybody up. And we certainly don't want them to beat themselves up. I tell that to people all the time. When they try to apologize, I tell them, don't. That's the beauty of what we have here. We don't have to apologize. We don't have to worry about being fired. Everybody's path and journey is different. And this affords us and allows us, if we have to have a hiccup in the road, we can go take care of it. Right? So when you do reach out to them, no browbeating, right? Get excited and let them know, wow, I just came out of LVA. This was so exciting. I cannot wait for you to such and such show up. Do you want to go ahead and get registered for the next one? And we can go together, or something to that effect. Help get them engaged, because it's hard once you step away. It's so easy to happen so fast. Literally, just imagine you not showing up for 2 weeks and how hard it is, and how hard it is to get back in, but how easy it is to be pulling away or drifting away. It happens like really quick. So reach out to them and give them that open door. Let them know that's you being part of their community, them understanding that, you know, sharing the love and showing the love and bringing them on board, and, you know, and inviting them to get what they need, and maybe that will get them back and re-engaged. So basically, community is so big. To me, I don't even know how we could build this business without it. There's no way that we can build LifeVantage without it. And there's just different levels and different steps of that community, which is so awesome. We get to benefit from every bit of it. And so I just want to share with you guys, please take advantage of your local community, take advantage of your extended community, and all of those tools and gifts that everybody who is part of that is sharing with you, so you can take it and become a better leader, a better business builder, right? You'll have to excuse me, you guys. This was on the fly. But just, it's just personal. You time the personal growth. We gain so much. We're not just getting the tools for LifeVantage, but we gain so much by working and dealing and connecting with people. And if you're a people person, if you're not a people person, this is a great way, by connecting with your community, to become a people person, right? And just see the simplicity of it all. So I just want to share and close that please take advantage of the community that you have locally, the community that you have within your team. You hear them say, how do we know who to work with? It's the ones who are reaching out. So reach out. Make sure you're one of those ones that is reaching out. If you're wondering, how come I haven't heard from, or why am I not hearing from, or what have you? And just remember, there's so many people out there that we can't physically reach out to each and every one, which is why we're utilizing these tools, the Facebook, right? The Zooms and that type of thing. There's no way that, one by one that I could reach out to the 135 people that are here. So I want to say thank you so much for showing up, right? And being a part of our community and the Sunday night community. And thank you so much, Dr. Gandhi, for jumping in and educating us and just blessing us with the knowledge that you have and the importance of what we have on our hands and going out and sharing that with other people. So we will see you guys. Make sure to jump on tomorrow morning for our Tuesday team training. Make sure that you are registered for Global. And I think we have one more Elite Academy before Global. All righty. So thank you so much. This is Lori Charette. I appreciate your patience with me. I just jumped on at the last minute, and hopefully you guys got some tools to take out of that, or some little bit of nuggets out of that. All righty. Have a good evening, everybody.